ceremony celebrating the class of 2023. It would not be an understatement to say that this class has been on a journey. Throughout the challenges of the past 3 years, you graduates have persevered, driven by the goal that we celebrate today. Today is a long-awaited day of joy for the graduates, yes, and the families and loved ones here today. We all share your sense of accomplishment, your sense of relief, and your sense of excitement and optimism about the future. To begin our program, there are some very important introductions I would like to make. While going through law school, one does not succeed without the support of others, as in all things in life. And certainly this year's graduates had the support of many family members and friends, including those in the audience. Would the parents of graduates who are with us today please stand or wave as you are able so that we can recognize your contribution to the success of the graduating class of 2023. Would all of the grandparents of the graduates who are here today please stand or wave as you are able. And now, would spouses, partners, and significant others of the graduates please stand or wave as you are able. Many of our graduates are parents themselves. Would all of the children of the graduates please stand or wave as you are able? We are so pleased all of you could be with us today for this momentous occasion. At this time, it's important for me to acknowledge the extraordinary group of people who sit behind me. I want to recognize the Rosenberg College of Law faculty seated here. Colleagues, thank you for your dedication, commitment to intellectual excellence, to our students, support of these graduates that you have provided over the years. Throughout the good and the difficult times of the past 3 years, we thank you. Among many of the special guests today, I would like to acknowledge Board of Trustee member and Vice Chair Kimberly Scott McCann of the University of Kentucky Board of Trustees and graduate of the Rosenberg College of Law. Vice Chair McCann, thank you for being with us today. The class of 2023 began law school in the most unique of moments. Due to the COVID-19 pandemic, their introductions to each other in the fall of 2020 were not in the walls or the halls of the classrooms of the law building, but through Zoom links. Most of the first-year classes were taught online, complicating the already difficult transition to the study of law. When they returned to campus full-time, they reinvigorated the law building with activity and intellectual curiosity and excitement at the opportunity of being with one another. They have forged ahead through the good times and the interesting times with good spirits and determination, and they have earned this day. This graduating class is a collection of talented, hardworking, compassionate students who not only excel in the classroom, but who have formed an extraordinary community in extraordinary times. A community that supports one another, that is committed to matters of justice and fairness, and was resolute in achieving their goals regardless of the circumstances they faced. In addition to our student organizations hosting speakers from across the Commonwealth and nation, and our many competition teams representing the college in competitions across the country, I want to highlight a few items, and other speakers may also share some additional accomplishments of the class of 2023. Class of 2023 graduates led our law journals to hold successful legal symposia, including the KLJ, Kentucky Law Journal's annual symposium on election redistricting following the 2020 census. And the Kentucky Journal of Equine, Agriculture, and Natural Resources Law had an annual symposium on the impact of a very important recent Supreme Court opinion, West Virginia versus EPA, which impacted environmental litigation, regulation, and climate change in Kentucky. The class of 2023 embraced a healthier law school community, leading efforts through the Student Bar Association and UK Law Wellness Initiative to expand programming on student well-being. The class also led significant growth in law student organizations and student-led events that made the Rosenberg College of Law a vibrant place to teach and learn. You made our building come alive. Members of the class, right? It really did. Members of the class of 2023 served on as appointed members on a recent student-led initiative to advise the college leadership about initiatives focused on diversity, equity, and inclusion. The class of 2023 also featured nationally recognized student competitors, including one graduate being awarded Best Respondents Brief at the Constance Baker Motley National Moot Court Trial Competition. Members of this class also recognized the growing need to support law students who were first in their family to graduate from college, establishing a first-generation student organization to help students navigate the unique challenges of legal education. Graduates of the class of 2023 were some of our university's strongest leaders. As a member of the class of 2023, served as the Vice President of the UK Student Government Association, and others served in leadership roles on UK and other broader community efforts. Finally, members of this class taught real-life lessons in the law and government to high school students through the Street Law Program and Moot Court Board, and provided pro bono legal services through Lexington and Central Kentucky, as well as underserved areas of Eastern Kentucky. These students organized drives to collect supplies and funds for communities impacted by floods in Eastern Kentucky and tornadoes in Western Kentucky. They brought back one of our favorite traditions as well of importance to our law school community, of bringing puppies to the law building during finals to provide their colleagues and one another a much needed wellness break. Through these and countless other activities, the class of 2023 showed a dedication and compassion that will continue to serve them as they begin their legal careers. We wish you the best and look forward to watching all of you, tomorrow's leaders, continue to have a meaningful impact on the law, the profession, and the world beyond. Now, I will call on representatives of the graduating class, the faculty, and the legal profession to extend brief greetings and remarks on behalf of those groups. To extend the greetings of the graduates, it is traditional for the student who ranks highest academically in his or her class to deliver remarks. This year, our student speaker is Cole Manning. Mr. Mannion is a native of Clarkson, Kentucky. He holds a bachelor's degree in political science from Murray State University, where he competed on the university men's golf team and was named the university's outstanding senior man. As a law student, he served as notes editor on volume 111 of the Kentucky Law Journal, and his note will soon be published in a forthcoming edition. Additionally, he earned 6 Cali Awards, which is an award for the highest grade in a course. After graduation, Mr. Mannion will serve 1 year as a clerk for the Honorable Sarah K. Campbell of the Tennessee Supreme Court, and following that clerkship, he will begin as an associate at Bradley, Arendt, Bolt & Cummings in Nashville, Tennessee. I am pleased to introduce Cole Mannion.
I'm just going to say it because I know we're all thinking it. That hat does not fit on his head. And you would be exactly right. I've already put in a petition to get different sizes for next year, so don't worry. Um, hey everybody, this is absolutely amazing. This is an honor of my life to be standing up here in front of you all today. I hope you'll bear with me for a little while, but I promise I'm going to try to bring it home as quickly as I can. First, thank you to my parents, to my mom for instilling in me an appreciation and a love for learning, to my dad for showing me the value of putting in the work on the front end. Thank you to my brothers and all my family for pushing me to strive for more and helping me understand that I could do more. Thank you to my mentors at Murray State and beyond who set the groundwork to help me get my foot in the door at the places that I wanted to be. And thank you to my fiancée, Cameron. Being apart for the last 3 years has been the struggle of a lifetime. But the joy that you've brought me every day and that you continue to bring me every day, it's been the only thing to get me through. And finally, thank you to my God, who's graciously laid out a path for us to be here today. But by the grace of God, I am what I am, and I know I certainly wouldn't be here without him. You know, as I sat at my desk that I've spent the majority of these last 3 years in Lexington, trying to think of something insightful to say today, everything fell flat. I considered going through some winding metaphor about how we're on the edge of a paradigm shift, and our class has made it through in the past, we're gonna make it through this time. It just didn't feel right. So today, instead of trying to be something that I'm not, I'm gonna follow the advice of a good friend and go with what I know. And today, I know I'm proud, and I know I'm thankful. Proud to be done with this chapter and on to the next, and thankful that I didn't have to do it alone. I know I can never speak for all of us, all the graduates that are here today, but I'm gonna try to speak for as many of us as I can for just a little while. Something I've seen over the past 3 years is that none of us have gotten out of this experience unscathed, and none of us have made it through it without help. While our systems look different, they all have something in common. A person or people who care about us and who think that we're capable of achieving our goals. A lot of the people who are here today, like Dean Davis mentioned, are those who we've confided in over the past few years. You've been privy to every struggle and every victory, and largely are the reason we're crossing the finish line today. If I could sum up our law school experience succinctly, it's been a story of struggle and a story of triumph. But between the anguish that came along with isolation in the first year, the utter disappointment that's come along with trying to find the right job, to the elation of finding a group of friends and mentors who accept you, and the excitement of finally being done. I don't bring up this roller coaster of emotions to raise sympathy for us. Thousands of people do this every year, and our law school experiences vary from person to person after all. Some of us were more or less equipped to start this journey because we've come to this point very differently. Some of us being parents, some having had entire careers before law school, being either active duty, military, or veterans, and some have, like myself, just haven't been in school for a really long time. Instead, I just simply want to convey the toll that law school can take, but also the triumphal feelings that come with overcoming such struggle. And with that, I'm gonna say how proud I am of every person that's sitting in here in these first few rows in front of me today. You all know it didn't have to be this way. You didn't have to make it to this point. It could have been different, but you made it anyway. And I say it all the time, but if you had shown me all the difficulties that we would face over the 3 years here in Lexington, and back when I paid my seat deposit in May of 2020, there's absolutely no way I would have been willing to do this. Stack on top of that the isolation of our first year, a changing culture, and a wildly fluctuating legal market, and I can guarantee I wouldn't have signed up for that. But still, despite it all, we've reached a critical waypoint in our lives and our careers. To those who served us as friends and confidants, thank you. And I'm sure your graduates will tell you all how grateful they are to have had your support over the last few years, and they should. But I want to tell you from a third party's perspective, I don't think you can imagine the positive impact you've had on the soon-to-be minted lawyers in front of you today. I hesitate to say that any of us have reached the finish line. As law school has shown us, our careers will likely be filled with thoughts of man, if I could only make it to that point, it'll all be easier. It'll all be over. We think that in the moment, but we all know deep down, we know that the time to rest hasn't yet come. So graduates, give your friends and family grace. Family and friends, please do the same to your graduates. These strains we felt during law school certainly aren't the last, but I can emphatically say that we're equipped to come out the other side. We've done it once. Those that know my style, you know that I'm not one for quotes, but I'm going to leave you all with one that I've loved since high school and that I think applies really well today. It's a poem by the great Kentuckian Wendell Berry. And the world cannot be discovered by a journey of miles, no matter how long, but only by a spiritual journey, a journey of 1 inch, very arduous and humbling and joyful, by which we arrive at the ground of our feet and learn to be at home. Thank you all.
Thank you, Mr. Mann. To extend the greetings of the faculty, I present Professor Courtney Lawler. Professor Lawler was selected by the graduating students to deliver the remarks today on behalf of the faculty. Professor Lawler joined the Rosenberg College of Law faculty in 2013. She teaches in the areas of criminal law, criminal procedure, and evidence, but so much more. Professor Lawler's research has been cited by the United States Supreme Court and other state and federal courts and has been published in a wide variety of scholarly journals, including the Virginia Law Review, the Indiana Law Journal, the Alabama Law Review, and many others. After nomination by her students, Professor Lawler received the UK Alumni Association Great Teacher Award in 2022, the longest-running university award that recognizes teaching. Professor Lawler is a Georgia native and holds a bachelor's degree from Brown University and a law degree from New York University School of Law, where she was editor-in-chief of the Review of Law and Social Change. She has been a valued member of this faculty and an extraordinary professor to all of you. Please welcome Professor Courtney Lawler.
Dean Davis, the members of the Board of Trustees, members of the Visiting Committee, members of the Bar, my fellow colleagues, the families and friends of the class of 2023, and most importantly, the University of Kentucky. You represent the United States. University of Kentucky, Rosenberg College of Law, class of 2023. Thank you for this tremendous honor. I am deeply humbled to have been selected by you to represent your faculty in giving you remarks. You may or may not know this, but I've been here for a decade, and I know at least in that time, and I think for at least a little while longer than that, there has only been one other female faculty member that has been nominated by the class to have this award. So I am particularly touched by that, because obviously there are a number of phenomenal women in faculty on our faculty, as well as men, of course. But I'm particularly touched because it is something that doesn't happen very often, so I'm grateful to you for that. And it's a particular privilege coming from this class. You all have been a tremendously special class. We worried about you. The pandemic hit, everything shut down, and suddenly we were tasked with trying to figure out how to do virtual law school. And so, law school, as you hopefully have learned by now, is a very community-based experience. Ideally, you enter with an incoming class. You go through orientation together. You experience the terror of your first cold call together. And ideally, you have someone like I had in my first-year contracts class when I would get called on and I would start fumbling through the answer because I was not so good at contracts. And I would see out of the corner of my eye my friend's hand go up and hope that the professor also saw his hand go up so that we could save us all from the pain that was coming. So part of law school, hopefully, is experiencing that camaraderie. You go through your first year legal research and writing assignments. You spend late nights in the library writing, sharing outlines, taking practice exams, and panicking over your first semester grades. For many of you, it's the first time in your life in which your entire grade rides on one exam that you take at the end of a semester. And there's a lot more you experience together. A lot of it, not just in your first year of law school, but in all 3 years of law school. And a lot of it happens outside the building, and a lot of it we don't want to know about, and neither does everyone else out here. But all of it we hope you do together. You struggle together. You celebrate together. You push through together. And yet here we were in the summer of 2020, facing the likelihood that you would be attending law school on a computer, with your classmates situated in 1-inch square boxes on a computer screen. Some of them just disembodied voices in a black square with white words across it on a computer screen. So we worried. We worried about what law school would look like for you. We worried about your ability to connect with one another and with us in the virtual world. We worried that despite our best efforts, and we made a lot of concerted efforts to figure out how to go from teaching in person to teaching online. But still we worried that despite our best efforts, your ability to learn both the substance and the skills that you needed to succeed as a lawyer would suffer. And I suspect if you're honest, a lot of you were worried too. But we had nothing to worry about, nothing at all. You were a step ahead of us. You have looked out for one another since the very beginning. You have been better at creating community than a lot of graduating classes that have spent their entire 3 years together in the same building. And as much as we'd love to attribute that camaraderie to the heroic efforts of our faculty and staff, to the beautiful new building that we have, which undoubtedly did encourage all of your engagement through these 3 years. As much as we would love to take credit for that, the community you created is wholly attributable to you. You have engaged in this enterprise as a collective. You have cheered each other on. You have comforted each other in tough moments. You shared notes and outlines. Instead of raising your hand when a colleague fumbled, you simply sent them the answer in the chat. You reached out to each other and to your professors when you were worried about a colleague's well-being. You figured out how to translate going from studying all of everything on a computer to learning and studying from handwritten notes in classrooms like mine that had no laptop policies. You took the small groups to which you were assigned for your legal research and writing classes and created tight-knit friendships. You recorded videos and sent care packages to your classmate who was deployed. You pushed for the creation of a class addressing inequalities in the law and a student DEI committee to meet with the dean and faculty. In other words, you made sure that we, as an institution, were meeting yours and your colleagues' needs. You showed up, day in and day out, for each other. You stepped up and you built the community that you needed to get you through a year of virtual school and then a couple more in person. So I'm here to tell you that you already have everything you need to succeed. You have shown that in everything that you have collectively done since you began law school. You have fostered the community and the relationships that will sustain you and will sustain each other for the years to come. This legal community is a small one. And whether you plan to practice here or anywhere else, really, whether you're going to be litigating or negotiating contracts or writing wills or doing something that's JD adjacent, like being an EEOC investigator for a university or a compliance specialist for an engineering firm, you will see the people who are sitting beside you in courtrooms and boardrooms, in restaurants, at bars, and at your children's dance recitals and soccer games. Your paths will likely continue to intertwine even after you leave the law building. And hopefully, you will be grateful for the safety net that you together have woven. Our jobs are often very stressful, as Cole alluded to. No matter what path you choose, your clients almost always are coming to you because they are in a very vulnerable position. Sometimes it's because they've been accused of a crime. Sometimes it's because they've been the victim of a crime. Sometimes it's because they're trying to figure out how to protect themselves from a lawsuit. Other times they're trying to figure out how to bring a lawsuit because they've been wronged. Maybe you're going to be helping the merger of two big corporations, and there's a lot on the line. Or the sale of a horse, and there's a lot on the line. But whatever path you take as lawyers, you will be the bearers of people's fears, their expectations, their trust, their hopes, their confidence, their doubts. And it can be a lot. You're going to need the people around you. Both the people sitting beside you who are about to begin this path with you, and all of these people in this community who have supported you and encouraged you along the way. You will need each other as you navigate these new waters. You will want to talk to others who understand what it is you do on a daily basis, the joys and the challenges. You will want others who understand the monumental task of balancing a career with life. And you will want the support of this group who has supported you and who you have supported since the first days as a 1L. And let me be clear, that's true even though you're going to find yourselves on the opposing sides of the courtroom as one another, on opposing sides of counsel table from one another, and then opposing places in the negotiating space, right? You will zealously advocate for your clients and for your positions, but never let your fight for the win, for the better argument, the snappy remark that will get a good laugh, never let those things keep you from remembering what really matters. First thing that really matters is you. You matter. Your physical health, your mental health, your happiness, your well-being. It's easy to lose sight of that when you take on the expectations and hopes and fears of your clients, of your supervisors, of your managing partner, of the judge you appear in front of. So what matters most is you. But what matters almost as much is the people around you. They matter. These are the people who will support you and who will want and need your support in return. Your people will keep you grounded. They will remind you to laugh, to eat, to drink water, to celebrate the large and small wins. They will lend an ear to listen when you just need to vent. Give you a shoulder to cry on after a long, hard-fought battle that did not go your way. Give you a reality check when you need it. Look around you. Look around you. These people, all of these people, are your people. We are your people. Even when you see these people at opposing counsel table, or when they represent an opposing interest, or are running opposite you in a political race. So as you go out into the world, equipped with all the knowledge and skills and passion to begin this next step in your journey, I'd ask for you to do 3 basic things. First, listen. In our profession especially, it is critical to listen more than you talk. Many of you do that already, and certainly many of you would prefer to do that when called on by a professor in class. But both inside and outside the classroom, you've done an excellent job of listening to each other. So keep doing that. Second, show compassion. When someone rubs you wrong, try to remember to take a deep breath and to start out by giving that person the benefit of the doubt. We have all walked different paths, and there's a lot we don't know about each other, even the people right around us. And to quote my own law school professor, Brian Stevenson, we are all more than the worst thing that we have ever done. Every one of us. We all have our moments, our days, our stretches of time when we are not being our best selves. But those moments do not have to define us, and they do not have to define others. We can give grace to others by being not so quick to judge, and instead showing compassion to those who may be struggling in ways we will never be privy to. We can give them not only the gift of kindness, but the recognition that they are more than whatever is going on at that moment in time. So listen, show compassion, and finally, speak up. Speak up and speak out when you see injustice. I know I just told you to listen, and now I'm told you to speak, and that may seem like conflicting advice, but I firmly believe those two things are not inconsistent with one another. So listen well, but when you see or hear something that you know is not right, don't be afraid to challenge it, even though it can be scary to do so, especially if you care. But your voice is needed. As Martin Luther King has so famously said, the arc of the moral universe is long, but it bends toward justice. Well, it's going to bend faster when we push through our discomfort and call out injustices and work to change them when we see them. And you will see them, injustices, large and small. So push yourselves not to be complacent, especially if it's an injustice that does not directly affect you. You can never know how much of a difference being a vocal ally can make in someone's life. So go out into the world and make it a better place. Make it a place that you want to live in. I am so proud of each and every one of you. You all have worked your tails off these last 3 years. And I am delighted today to go from calling you my students to calling you my colleagues. Congratulations.
Thank you, Professor Lawler. And now, to extend remarks on behalf of the bar, I am pleased to present Ms. Amy D. Cubbage, President of the Kentucky Bar Association. Ms. Cubbage is a litigator with the Louisville law firm of Tackau Meek, PLC, where her practice focuses on complex commercial and constitutional litigation. Before joining Tackau Meek in 2022, she served as general counsel to Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear. She also served previously as vice chairman and commissioner of the Kentucky Public Service Commission and deputy secretary of the Labor Cabinet, and she has practiced privately in both local and regional law firms. Ms. Cubbage is a summa cum laude graduate of both Georgetown College and the University of Kentucky J. David Rosenberg College of Law. Please join me in welcoming Amy Cubbage.
Thank you so much, Dean Davis. I kind of almost want to say, I think you did me dirty putting me after Professor Lawler. That's hard to follow. I can see why your class elected her as your faculty speaker. Shows your good judgment. It is truly an honor to be here with you today in my role as Kentucky Bar Association President, to welcome you to the group, the bar, as soon-to-be practicing attorneys. I am doubly honored to be here as a graduate of this wonderful law school. And I will say that 26 years ago, I had the honor and privilege of addressing my graduating class, just like Cole Mannion did today. And I did not do as good a job as he did. But I do want to say it is a true joy to see another graduate from my home county up here on the stage with me. So congratulations, Cole. And obviously, not just congratulations to Cole, but congratulations to all of you. It is a true achievement to successfully complete law school, especially with what you had to endure. And you and your family and friends should be proud. And be sure to celebrate that achievement before you start worrying too much about the bar exam. There's time to celebrate first. But once you've passed that horrible exam, and I believe in you, you can do it, you will be sworn in as a practicing member of a state bar association. And as special as today is, the day you're sworn in will be just as special. And it could be even more special, and I want to tell you why. Now, I'm going to focus mainly on Kentucky, since I'm here as a representative of the Kentucky Bar Association, and most of you will probably take the bar exam here in Kentucky. But what I'm going to talk about is really not unique to Kentucky. Being a lawyer is a very special thing, and it is an honor. In Kentucky in particular, lawyers are the only professions mentioned specifically in our Constitution. We are officers of the court, and we're a vital part of the judicial branch of government. In Kentucky, our role is so important, we take the same constitutional oath of office as the governor, as all the legislators, and from every judge all the way up to our Chief Justice. Now, about that oath, if you haven't heard about our oath in Kentucky, it gets a lot of attention and sometimes generates some laughs. So I want to read it to you, and if you take the oath this fall in Kentucky, here is the oath you'll take as lined as set forth in Section 228 of the Kentucky Constitution. I do solemnly swear or affirm that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the Commonwealth and be faithful and true to the Commonwealth of Kentucky so long as I continue a citizen thereof, and that I will faithfully execute to the best of my ability the office of attorney according to law. And I do further solemnly swear or affirm that since the adoption of the present Constitution, I, being a citizen of this state, have not fought a duel with deadly weapons within this state, nor out of it, nor have I sent or accepted a challenge to fight a duel with deadly weapons, nor have I acted as a second in carrying a challenge, nor aided or assisted any person thus offending, so help me God. I really do understand the chuckles and laughter. I almost couldn't keep a straight face during my own swearing in back in 1997. But over the last few years, the lengthy section on dueling and its purpose really came into focus for me, notwithstanding the seeming hilarity of it. The dueling language was included in our oath of office as a recognition that as attorneys, we are sworn to uphold our government. Dueling is the precise opposite of what we are supposed to believe in as lawyers. We are part of a system that provides a structured means for resolving disputes according to rules we've agreed on generally as a society, including due process. Submitting a dispute to a duel is the exact opposite of due process or providing a structured, measured way to resolve disputes. The dueling language felt archaic when I was first sworn in, but it doesn't feel so archaic to me anymore. We've seen an uptick of political violence in our society. We all saw, unfortunately, the January 6th insurrection, which sought to stop the peaceful transfer of power we've relied on for more than 200 years as a country. We've seen our governor hung in effigy, literally steps from his front porch where he lives with his wife and children. My own child was doxxed, harassed, and threatened by adults mad about my role in public service, and we had to have police protection for a time. As a result of all of that, the dueling language in the oath really has taken on new significance for me. There should be no place in public service for those who engage in political violence or extrajudicial means of settling disputes like duels. When we as attorneys take our oaths, we are committing ourselves to advancing and protecting our constitutions and our legal system. And that is a great honor, an honor that binds all practicing attorneys together as servants for the common good. I am so excited to look out at all of you today and welcome you as the newest members of our honorable profession. Don't forget the nature of the oath that you swear, regardless of which state you swear it in, and always remember that we are indeed a part of an honorable profession, one that holds great responsibility and exists for the benefit of the public. Congratulations to you all.
Thank you, Amy.
In 2015, the College of Law implemented a formal pro bono program to recognize those students who complete at least 50 hours of independent law-related public service prior to graduation. These students collectively volunteered during law school 1,150 hours in pro bono service to the public. Students will later receive a pro bono award certificate with a copy placed in their law school files. Please join me in recognizing the following members of this class who are pro bono award recipients. As I call your name, please stand and remain standing until all are called. I ask that the audience withhold your applause until all are recognized. Harrison Chittenden, Taylor Clark, Nicole Kossel, Holly Couch, Chantal Davis, Jacob Eads, Lean Haresh, Alexis Kent, Corey LaRue, Georgiana Ledford, Marcus Lee, Anne Lanise, Amy Shuck, Zachary Stacy, Michaela Taylor. Congratulations. You may be seated. The Order of the Coif is the National Law School Honor Society, founded for the purposes of encouraging legal scholarship and advancing the ethical standards of the legal profession. Members of the COIF are selected by the faculty and include those graduating students ranked in the top 10% of the graduating class. I am pleased to announce that the following members of the 2023 graduating class have grade point averages that are sufficiently high so that they are in the running for nomination and election to the order. Once grades are submitted for the spring semester just completed, we will elect the actual top 10% of the order. As I call your name in alphabetical order, please stand and remain standing until all are called. I ask that the audience withhold your applause until all are recognized. Lee Barber, Ryan Davis, Taylor Eckleberry, Natalie Foster, Matthew Hayes, Jackson Hurst Sanders, Cole Mannion, Will Matthews, Zachary Mills, Abigail Noser, William Pagan, Sanders Platt, Blake Sims, Lily Stivers, Travis Strickler. Congratulations. You may be seated. A number of years ago, our faculty decided to recognize a graduating student who has contributed the most to the overall environment of the law school. The Faculty Cup is presented each year to the graduating student whose endeavors have made the law school a more interesting place in which to teach and a more pleasant place for faculty and students alike. The class of 2023's Faculty Cup recipient is described by their nominators as a joy to have in class and as a constant advocate for the law school and their fellow students. While at UK, this graduate has been a leader in many student organizations and has been a fixture at the college through volunteering and service. This includes leadership on the Student Bar Association, Women's Law Caucus, and the editorial board of the Kentucky Law Journal, as well as service during law school to the university as vice president of the Student Government Association, and as a member of President Capilouto's Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Leadership Team. She was the recipient of the Lyman T. Johnson Torchbearer Award and the Women's Law Caucus Westerfield Excellence in Leadership Award. In addition to her many activities and accomplishments, one of her nominators said the following: "She has given more to this institution than any student I've ever encountered." That's an extraordinary compliment. Please join me in congratulating this year's Faculty Cup recipient, Michaela Taylor. Michaela, come to the stage. As you can see, the recipient of the Faculty Cup does not know they are the recipient of the Faculty Cup until it is announced. Congratulations, Ms. Taylor. I will now ask Associate Dean Jennifer Byrd-Poland and our two faculty hooders chosen by the graduating class, Professors Christopher Bradley and Jonathan Schaub, to join me on stage. As Dean Byrd-Poland calls their names, the faculty members will place the doctoral hood over the head of each graduate. I will present the members of the class with certificates signifying attainment of the degree of Juris Doctor. It's your turn.
Aaron Lee Ambrose. Sarah Renee Angelucci. Lee Anthony Barber. Mary Margaret Baxter. Rachel Elizabeth Beller. Anir Bula. Anna Caitlin Biller. Austin Robert Brinkley. Elizabeth Grace Brock. Sarah Delana Byers. Evan Callahan. Brianna Lynn Carper. Henry O'Donnell Cashin. Gabrielle Devon Castro. J.P. Saccone. Lucy Chandler. Harrison James Betharam Chittenden. Shelby Lynn Clark. Taylor Dale Clark. Adam Noel Coffey. Nicole Antonia Kossel. Jonathan Lee Cottingham. Holly Ashton Couch. Olivia Lauren Craig. Oliver Crawford. Dylan Riley Curtis. Samantha Ann Davenport. Ryan Wagner Davis. Chantel Desiree Davis. Robert Hampton Dean. Adrian L. Delvalle. Lazaro Delvalle. Zach Diamond Phillips. Kayla Allison Duguid. Ashley Marie Dragon. Mason Stewart Dressler. Jacob Robert Eads. Taylor Elizabeth Eckleberry. David Kent Emerson II. Joshua Ryan Finley. Natalie Ann Foster. Sierra Hope Garcia. Juliana Marie Grant. Cassidy Marie Green. Preet Graywall. Amanda Gillen. Grace Olivia Gastitis. Michael Halligan. Sean Patrick Harkins. Samuel O'Brien Harmon. Matthew Anthony Hayes. John Edwin Heyman III. Tamer Hazem Helmy. Cale Thomas Henshaw. Emily Grace Hensley Dial. Lean Majdi Haresh. Michaela Jane Hood. Jackson Bentley Hurst Sanders. Kirsten Zoe Jesse. Logan Eric Johns. Wayne Robert Hairston Jones. James Harmon Jordan Jr. Alexis Courtney Kent. TJ Cormanis. Corey LaRue. Georgiana Keeley Ledford. Marcus Mark Cornelius Lee, Jr. Anne Helen Evans Lennies. Jennifer Marie Lohr. Cole S. Mannion. Madeline Hamilton Marshall. Mackenzie Brooke Martin. Saxon Michaela Marvin. Charles Williamson Matthews. Ashley V. McPherson. John Christopher Miller, Jr. Zachary Daniel Mills. Catherine Elizabeth Mooresman. Caleb Naismith. Alexander Nizarin. Abigail Noser. William Pagan. Brianna Colleen Palmer. Blaze Winfield Parker. Sanders Hunter Platt. Morgan Victoria Prince. Emily Renee Riggs. Braden Rowerk. Ryan Rowerk. Dustin Wade Sams. Olivia Grace Sandlin. Mary Abigail Schuler. Lucas Parker Seacrest. Joshua Ryan Shelepak. Emily Michelle Shepard. Amy Marissa Shuck. Blake Allen Sims. Georgiana Sook Stacy. Zachary Robert Stacy. Stephen Sellant Sterling. Blair Johnson Stevens. Lillian Grace Stivers. Travis Lawrence Strickler. Ryan Allen Stewart. Andrew Wesley Tao. Michaela Rose Taylor. Hannah Desiree Thompson. Joseph Andrew Tassone Jr. Kenneth Anton Trotter Jr. David Blaine Warren. Madeline Taylor Watts. Connor Ray Worley. Jessica Lauren Willard. Adrielle Elizabeth Adair Wilson. Whittington Carr Wyman. Kaylee Danielle Wright. Kirsten Marie Wright. Michaela Sue Young. Dean Davis, faculty, colleagues, friends, and families, this is the class of 2023 from the University of Kentucky J. David Rosenberg College of Law.
Ladies and gentlemen, these courageous, passionate, and resolute graduates of the UK Rosenberg College of Law are sure to have an important impact in their lives as lawyers, on their clients, their communities, the Commonwealth, and our society at large. Again, to our graduates, welcome to the profession. No one could say it better for what you should take with you today than Professor Lawler did. Listen. Show compassion, and speak up. I ask those on the stage, my faculty colleagues, and everyone in the audience to please join me once again in congratulating the class of 2023.